Fantasy Baseball Picks and Bets presented by Prize Picks. I'm JT Hayes, Run Pure Sports at JT Hayes Jr. on Twitter.com. We've got just about 5 weeks left, 5 weeks in the Major League Baseball season. A ton of interesting pennant races, wild cards up for grabs. So if you haven't already joined PrizePicks.com, use code MMNMLB, that's MMN like Mayo Media Network, MLB, and you'll get a $100 deposit match. The goal is simple. They set a line, fantasy points using DraftKings scoring. You pick the over or under using the information that we give you every single day of the week, and you win. It's as simple as that. Once again, code MMNMLB. You get a $100 deposit match at PrizePicks.com. 5 weeks left in the Major League Baseball season, but don't worry. I'm wearing my Atlanta Falcons pullover right now because NFL season is coming up, as well as a lot of great MMA cards throughout the end of the year and PGA. MMN MLB, get a $100 deposit match at prizepicks.com. Monday night slate, 6 games starting at 7:05 p.m. on DraftKings, and I'm recording this on Sunday night. There are no Prize Picks up available for choosing right now, but that's okay because tomorrow in the morning I'm going to shoot out a couple. We'll use the Mayo Media Network account to shoot them out. Give you some of the picks that I think, the lines I think that are a little bit soft to help us on Monday night slate. A look back into the week that was in Major League Baseball. And like I said, just 5 weeks left. Enjoy it while it lasts because as soon as we get to the playoffs and the World Series, we're all going to be thinking, God, I can't wait until spring training. And one of the guys that I can't wait to watch in spring training next year is a guy who's just dominated this year. The injuries have hampered this Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim team, but one guy that hasn't been hampered is Shohei Ohtani. He pitched an absolute gem once again against the Detroit Tigers during the week. 8 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, and the win. His 8th win of the season. And oh, by the way, stop me if you've heard this before, he hit a home run in the same game that he started. His 40th home run of the season. Look, if he is not the unanimous American League most valuable player, if he is not, let me say this again, if he is not the unanimous choice for AL MVP, they should just simply revamp the voting because he has been every bit as dominant a baseball player in either league, honestly. If they had a joint dual league MVP, it should be Shohei Ohtani. Another guy, now, he's been at this a lot longer than Shohei Ohtani. He's been at this for a long, long time. So long, in fact, that the humidor in Toronto didn't even stop him on Sunday. Miguel Cabrera, Miggy, hits his 500th home run off of Steven Matz in the game in Toronto. And if you're not a subscriber to Run Pure Sports, we have a show on Sunday morning. I'm on there with a guy called G. Risen, Holden at Holden Radio on Twitter.com. You should follow him because if he gets new followers, he'll wonder what's going on and know it was me. We had a show and I said, hey, G. Risen's been betting the home run prop for Miggy for a couple of weeks now. And he said, hey, it's coming. It's 500th. And they asked me what I thought about Steven Matz today. I said, look, he's going to pitch fine, but I think he's going to give up a couple of home runs like he normally does. Maybe one to Miggy, his 500th. And sure enough, there he did. Miguel Cabrera with his 500th home run. Absolutely easily going to be going into the Hall of Fame. Last note that I have on a recap, some sad news. Sad news. I know you hate to hear it. You hate to see it. We've got just 2 more shows on the Prize Picks Showdown on Sunday night, on Monday for me, Monday morning when you're watching me. It's going to be this one and one more. Next Sunday night, I'll be recording the last one, but we'll have a ton of content and information for NFL. And if you want more of me, if you want more of these types of videos, get on over to runpuresports.com, enter code RPSNFL15, and you get 15% off of not just your first month's payment, not just your first year's payment, but your lifetime subscription. RPS NFL 15. Follow me at JT Hayes Jr. on Twitter.com. Follow us at RunPureSports at RunPureSports.com. So as I mentioned, 6-game slate on Monday night. A couple of teams have yet to announce who their pitchers are. The Diamondbacks coming out of Colorado going into Pittsburgh. They have yet to publicly announce who their pitcher is going to be. And then the New York Yankees, off of a rainout thanks to the hurricane in New York coming into Atlanta, they have yet to publicly announce who their starting pitcher is going to be. So when we talk about pitching, I'm going to focus on a spot that I have targeted all year long with an incredible amount of success, and that is the pitcher who's pitching against teams that are coming out of Colorado. And tonight, on Monday night, we have two teams, both the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, who just played a weekend series there, who are coming out of Colorado. The Diamondbacks going into Pittsburgh and the Rockies going into Chicago. And for the Colorado Rockies, they get to face Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks for the Chicago Cubs. Kyle at 8.1K on DraftKings. Up and down the season. Started off really, really poorly. It looked like it was going to be his swan song, if you will. It looked like it was going to be his way to exit Major League Baseball. But he really did turn it around, despite the fact that the Chicago Cubs have been tanking. Sold off all of their rising assets, for the most part, at the trade deadline. But Kyle Hendricks just continues to get it done, and he gets to take on a Colorado Rockies team that is absolutely dreadful away from Coors Field. I always love to target this team with pitching in their first game away from Colorado, and that's what this is tonight on Monday night. Looks like it's going to be not quite as hot as it has been over the course of the weekend. In Chicago, wind going to be blowing out just a little bit, but I think it's such a difference coming out of altitude that give me Kyle Hendricks at just 8.1K on DraftKings against the Colorado Rockies. Another guy that I like, and it's against the Diamondbacks. They're coming out of Colorado. Diamondbacks also. Season has not gone the way that they wanted to see it go. Some injuries, some trades have followed. Eduardo Escobar over to the Milwaukee Brewers. And they didn't really have the weekend series that I expected them to have in Colorado. Not a great offensive output, despite the fact that they faced some pretty mediocre pitching, and they were at altitude. And here they go into Pittsburgh, into a kind of a neutral park, if we're being honest. It's not really a pitcher's park. It's not really a hitter's park. And they take on Will Crowe. Will Crowe priced at 7.2, probably close to his highest price point of the season. But Will Crowe has shown that he does possess some strikeout upside. He can pitch well. He's a pitcher that the Pirates are developing, which means they'll give him a couple of innings here, more than I would expect from some of these other pitchers on the slate. And Will Crowe at 7.2 against the Diamondbacks in this neutral park with a 84-degree temperature in Pittsburgh on Monday night is a guy that I think, as of right now, I'm going to target. Hendricks, Crowe, stay in the middle lane. You want to go somewhere else besides those two guys, there's going to be plenty of opportunity too. But one place I would look at is the game in Toronto. The White Sox out of Tampa into Toronto. Toronto stays home. And I've been targeting the Blue Jays all season long, and with great success. Great success when they were in Dunedin. Great success when they were on the road. Great success when they were at Solon Field in Buffalo. And I talked about it about 2.5 months ago on one of these videos where I said, hey, I finally figured out where the humidors are. And it turns out that Toronto placed a humidor in the Rogers Centre ballpark in Toronto between last season and this season. Obviously, that had been there since 2019. But one of the things that has been disturbing to me as I've targeted the Blue Jays offense over the course of the last week is how big that park plays in Toronto. How big Rogers Centre plays now that they have a humidor. Maybe it's coincidence, maybe it's not. I don't think it is. But this park has played enormously. And I think this is more of a pitcher's duel shaping up on Monday night between Lance Lynn at 9.9K and between Alek Manoah, who had a down start in Washington his last time out, at just 8.5. So you want to go away from Crowe and Hendricks, which I can't blame you because both are risky in their own regard. Although I love the spot, I think you can go to Lynn, you can go to Manoah, you can pair it up. But as I always say, things are going to change. Lineups are going to come out. A pitcher may get scratched. We've now got our old and welcome friend COVID-19 back in the mix. Guys are going to be scratched from starts, things like that. That's why you should always be a member of runpuresports.com. Use code RPSNFL15. Get 15% off of your lifetime subscription there. And of course, tune in to the Mayo Media Network. Like this video. Subscribe to the Mayo Media and the Run Pure Sports YouTube network for at least the next couple of weeks while we're going to have these videos. As far as offenses, I think there's two clear top offenses on the board on Monday night. The Houston Astros scored 27 runs over the course of Friday and Saturday before taking a tough loss to Seattle in extra innings on Sunday. They take on the Kansas City Royals and Daniel Lynch. Now, Houston stays home. Kansas City travels from Chicago to Houston. Daniel Lynch, just about a week ago against Houston, 7 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and 1 earned run. But this Houston team has gotten hot since then. Daniel Lynch with an expected ERA on the season of 6.04. I think the Astros get right back on track on Monday night against Lynch and the Kansas City Royals bullpen. A couple of guys I like in this stack. Jose Altuve leading off 5.5. Carlos Correa 4.6K. Yordan Alvarez at 5.5. And then a guy that maybe a lot of people, unless you play daily fantasy sports every day like I do, may not know just yet. But get to know this guy's name. Jake Myers, 2.4K. Changed some things around, changed his approach at AAA last year, and he has been mashing the baseball this year so far since his call-up. Just 2.4. Those are the 4 guys I would go to on the Houston Astros. Who am I going to pair them up with? Very simple. The Oakland A's. The Oakland A's also stay home. They get to take on Marco Gonzalez. Marco Gonzalez has pitched way over his head over the course of the last month. In fact, in his last 3 starts, he's got a batting average on balls in play against him of just 208. That is extremely low for Major League Baseball pitchers. Never mind pitchers like him who have a 20% strikeout rate. His expected ERA on the season is 5.7. So I think the Oakland A's are going to get right in a big way against Marco Gonzalez. And the Seattle Mariners bullpen that had to use all of their available pieces in that win on Sunday in Houston. Now they travel to Oakland. And my favorite guys in the Athletics lineup, Mark Canha leading off at 4.4. Yan Gomes, the catcher. Catcher this time of season especially, really tough position because a lot of these guys, their legs are gone. They're catching a ton of innings, and there's just very little offensive output. But Yan Gomes, 3.3. I like him here in this spot. Starling Marte at 5.7. He'll be in the top of the lineup. Love him against left-handed pitchers. Love the fact that once he gets on, he always looks to steal and steal multiple bases. And then close it out with Jed Lowry having a resurgence this year in Oakland at just 4.2K on Monday night. Again, things could change. So visit us, runpuresports.com, enter code RPSNFL15. You get 15% off of your lifetime subscription. And it's one price every single sport. We've got Major League Baseball, NFL, PGA, MMA. We'll have the NBA when it comes back here in a couple of months. Runpuresports.com, RPS NFL 15. Last thing I'll leave you with here, just a couple of bets that I like on Monday night. Talked a little bit about how I like the Athletics against Marco Gonzalez and the Seattle Mariners. The run line there is 1.5. They're favored more than 1.5 runs, and it's plus 165. I would take that easily. And then in the Houston-Kansas City game, I think this is an explosion spot for the Houston Astros. The over-under is set at 9. I would take the over 9. Over 9 runs at plus 100. I'm going to put these bets up at runpurebets.com. RunPureBets, our sister site of Run Pure Sports. You can also use code RPSNFL15 to get 15% off of your lifetime subscription at runpurebets.com. But you can parlay the two and get 15% off of your lifetime subscription to both sites, Run Pure Sports and runpurebets.com. That's it. The next show, next Sunday, will be the last MLB Prize Picks show for the Mayo Media Network for baseball season. That'll put a wrap on it, but once again, we'll have a ton of content for NFL, for the NBA, and of course PGA and MMA. I'm JT Hayes. Enjoy your contest tonight. Hit me up on Twitter and get over to runpuresports.com to get the latest information right up until lock on Monday.